Phillip Elden explains effects of government shutdown on national parks. The government shutdown proved to have a dramatic impact on our national parks, according to Phillip Elden. In his experience, Phillip Elden has witnessed how parks are at an even greater risk for wildfire as a result of poor cleanup efforts. In a recent conversation with Oceans 2003, Phillip Elden explained why it's extremely important to be aware of how the government's action affects the beautiful national parks in this country. Oceans 2003, we're happy to have you share your thoughts on the government shutdown. Phillip Elden, it's crucial that we remember how our public spaces have been compromised by this event. Oceans 2003, the shutdown was poorly timed, particularly given the beautiful fall weather. Phillip Elden, agreed. Many travelers were compromised by these park closures, with October being a peak season for visitors. Oceans 2003, are parks back up and running now? Phillip Elden, even with the shutdown ending, some parks have remained closed due to funding issues. Oceans 2003, you mentioned an increased risk of wildfires. Phillip Elden, with logging companies banned from doing government contract work, many forests were put at risk as necessary logging that prevents wildfires was stopped in its tracks. Oceans 2003, how did the government shutdown affect employees? Phillip Elden, many cleanup crews that were contracted by the government were forced to cease operations. Oceans 2003, what does this mean for Americans? Phillip Elden, quite simply, if a tree topples over in a public space, there is no one to clean it up. Oceans 2003, that sounds troubling. Phillip Elden, in the best of times, this can be a minor inconvenience. However, there are situations when it will be a severe hazard. Oceans 2003, should Americans expect more trouble in 2014? Phillip Elden, with no resolution currently in place, be prepared for one more disruption in late winter. Oceans 2003, what has been the impact of the shutdown across the country? Phillip Elden, in most states, the effect has been devastating. For example, the estimated economic impact in the state of Utah is approximately $100 million. Oceans 2003, how many people would have visited these national parks? Phillip Elden, a collection of former Park Service workers have tabulated the statistics and say that about 700,000 visitors were expected each day. Oceans 2003, that's a significant number. Phillip Elden, even more worrisome is the amount of revenue lost. Oceans 2003, which is Phillip Elden, nearly $76 million per day. Oceans 2003, can you break down the lost revenue into a daily figure? Phillip Elden, some experts say it was an estimated $450,000 in revenue each day. Oceans 2003, what are the sources of park revenues? Phillip Elden, the majority stems from entrance fees as well as various in-park expenditures. Examples would include such items as boat rentals and campground fees. Oceans 2003, well, we certainly hope that Congress resolves their disagreements before another shutdown is necessary. We appreciate your thoughts, Phillip Elden. It's been a pleasure speaking with you this morning. Phillip Elden, I feel like it's my responsibility, our responsibility, to take care of the environment, most notably our precious natural plants and wildlife, and you are welcome. The pleasure has been mine. Phillip Elden is the leader of Native Oregon, which encourages environmental awareness for all Americans through a series of educational programs and outdoors activities.